Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hacking Self-Storage. It is Monday, so that can only mean one thing. We are going from our week in numbers. If you listen to the podcast, you'll notice we've got a new sponsor, Stora, are sponsoring the podcast. I've known Gavin Shields for a long, long time. I love their company. They're being down to Stormore HQ the other week to see how they can better the reports, everything. See what we basically want, and they're going to do it for us. So that's awesome. So, yeah, thank you, Gavin, for sponsoring this podcast. We love and appreciate you guys. Right, okay, so my week in numbers. Monday, we're talking about our week in numbers. Tomorrow, we're talking about Mansfield. Then Wednesday, we're going to have a podcast comparing two sites this time last year and what it is now, and how has that affected occupancy? What does the occupancy be like? But more importantly, how is that affecting revenue? And you'll that's a bloody email. You'll be 100% surprised. Well, 100%. You'll be surprised. Maybe not 100%, but you'll be a little bit surprised in the changes. Sometimes it's eye-watering, but it's good to just just take a step back and so you can see an aerial view. And I always say, if I was consulting for my company, what would I say? How would I handle things? Because I know what my problem is in my company and what I do wrong. I ride the highs and lows. If I'm in touch with somebody during the daytime, how many reservations done? I'm like, only two. And then nighttime, I get the results back and the reports. I'm like, yay, yay. And I ride them too much. And what I need to do, and every single mentor that I have got says, Dean, you need to take a backward step. You need to just take a step back so you can see more. You can see the wider picture. And unfortunately, I know that's the case. But when it's your own company, when you've got charges over your house, when you've got personal guarantees, and by the way, I do not recommend this, it's hard not to ride the roller coaster of daily, hourly results. And it's so good just to take a step back, like we've done for Wednesday's podcast, and have a look, analyse the year. Don't get me wrong, I think you need to be more hands-on than the year, but it's good just to take a step back and think, okay, yes, we've lost occupancy, but how has that affected revenue? And it's very, very interesting. And I know that if I was consulting for anybody else or telling somebody, giving advice, I'd be like, do not be a Dino. Do not be me. I'm doing it wrong. And you shouldn't do it. And I'd be like, if I was consulting for me, I'd just say, mate, take a step back, chill the fuck out. What's wrong with you? Anyway, on to the results for last week. And it's been a bad week. It's been a really, really bad week. Conversions are not good. And well, let's go for it. Before I go on, big news. I must get 2 or 3 people a week asking for consultancy, asking for mentorship, asking for half an hour of my time. I get some crazy, crazy offers. And up until this point, I've always said no. However, I know that I'm probably doing everyone a disservice. And I don't want to sell my time by the hour because it'd be too expensive. For example, I know that the work I've done in Scotland, the 20 hours I've done there to find that site is going to pay off millions in the future. Sorry, I don't normally get so many emails, if you can hear the email sound. So yeah, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it's wasted hours, but them 20 hours are going to pay off huge in the future because that's what I'm good at and that's what I should be doing is focus on finding sites. Excuse me. It's called Dory, right? And so what I've done here, I've done my first course and I haven't done it yet, but I've done the outline and that's what takes the time. All I've got to do now is create the slides and record them. It should take 2 or 3 weeks. I've said it's going to be released on the 1st of November. Basically, what it's going to have really quickly, self-storage site assessment framework. So what's the framework that I use? My 11-step process. I'm going to go through it individually and say, right, okay, this is what I look for. Tools that I use to help analyze the competition. And to be honest, I haven't spoke about these tools before. And I don't know why, probably because they're not complicated to use, but they're complicated for me to show you without doing it in video. I can't do it on a podcast because it's hard to explain. But yeah, there's one tool in particular that I really, really enjoy. My very own data tool. Now, some of you will have seen this on LinkedIn that I put something out about me creating this tool. I think people got the wrong end of the stick because I got messaging saying that, look, how much is it going to be? Can we buy it? Can we have licensing for a year? What is it? Can we invest? I had 2 people asking to invest in it. And that's brilliant. That's amazing. But do you know what? It's not going to be for sale. It was just for me to make my job easier. But with the response I got, I was like, wow, okay, there's something here. And I thought, right, do I want to do something like Stora where we create a whole software, not Stora, because Stora is specifically for running the self-storage, but analyzing self-storage operators and where the opportunity is. Do I want to have something like that, like they have in America? They have a number of different big companies. Do I want to do that? And the answer is no. I haven't got the bandwidth and I don't want to do it. But I do want a tool that will help me understand the population, understand how much the average wages in that area, the demographics, the amount of self-storage in a given time. I want to know drive time, 5 minutes drive time, 10 minutes drive time, 15 minutes drive time, and I'll even go up to 30 minutes drive time. But I also want to know radius, 1 mile, 3 mile, 5 mile, and 10 mile. Oh my God. And so, yes, sorry, there's loads of emails. So yes, you'll get included that data tool. Like I say, it's not for sale. How to get your site rocking and rolling with customers. We've got 10,000 square foot that's actually let in the first 3 months. Now, obviously, that is going to be very, very hard to replicate anywhere, even in London. And our new London operator is going to make, especially when you consider the average unit size is 79 square foot. So there's none of these like 6,000 square foot units that are being rented out. The average square foot is 79 square foot. So even in London, I think that will be hard to do. Although I'm sure that there was 6,000 square foot done in day one for Attic. So maybe Attic can do it in London, but not many other people. But it depends. It obviously depends. But up north in a town, it's hard. And I put how to analyze why your site is going wrong. Do you know what I've been calling this? Doctor. So I basically say, right, okay, doctor, there's a problem. Here's the problem. It might be traffic, it might be whatever. And then we can go through it and analyze it and think why. Okay, so the step-by-step process to what I do better. And obviously, there'll be a money-back guarantee. Obviously, because I don't want to take any money off somebody who does not find this absolutely incredible value. And oh my God. I've never had this many emails. And actually, they're all replies about the newsletter. Right, so that's what we're doing. And yeah, I'm literally going to show you the whole playbook. The secrets that people do not want you to know. I'm gonna put it out there. And yeah, I'm really, really excited by it because I just think it'll help people. And obviously, I can't lie. I want some money. I want to go to Florida. Do you know what? That is one of the big things. My wife said, Dean, why don't you just do this? You can actually have this money separate and we can use the money for family holidays, family vacations, and, improving the house. Because I was like, yeah, but what am I going to do with it? I'm just going to reinvest it in the company. And yeah, so the wife was saying, well, think about what we can do with the kids and stuff, Lapland, Australia, America. I mean, I don't know how many people I'm expecting to actually buy this course, but yeah, and eventually there will be a mastermind. I will be maybe 1 hour, 2 hours a month doing something as well. So anyway, right, that is my sales pitch over and done with. Onto the free stuff. So last week, the headlines, 100 quotes, minus 460 square foot for the week, so not particularly good. We had 19 reservations, so that's a 19% conversion rate. We had 20 move-ins last week, so that's a 20% conversion rate from quotes to move-ins. Let's scroll all the way down to revenue. Revenue, we took 36,000. That's interesting. It says here. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. 34,669. Sorry, my fault. Mansfield took 3,675. Wrexham took 2,310. Club Road took 6,892. Beverley took 3,607. And Willoughby took 18,183. Do you know what's going to be really interesting? Next month is the first month that Mansfield's offer will be ending for the people who moved in month one. So I'm expecting revenue at Mansfield to shoot up. That's what we're hoping for, and that's what we're expecting. When I say shoot up, I think we took 12,000 last month. I'm hoping for March it'll be around about the 16,000. That's where I hope it'll be, 16,000, 17,000 pound revenue, and that'll be amazing considering we've only been open 3 months. Interesting. Out of the 19 reservations, don't forget that is 11 less where I want to be, so not particularly good, especially when you consider that we are spending more on ads than we've ever spent before. So we're getting 100 plus quotes, but we just need to start converting them because we are spending like £7,500, £8,000 a month now on ads. My air miles, by the way, are brilliant. And so when you see a picture of me in first class on an airplane, you know why? It's not because I paid for it. It's because my air miles paid for it. Me and the wife going, I don't know, New York or something like that, and for free or just for fees. It'll be brilliant. They're the little extras. Right, so we've had 5 bookings online this week, which is really, really good. That is around about 26% of the overall conversions. And the reason it's 26% is because, do we include, 19 of the reservations, 5 booked online, so we had none at Beverley. So Beverley doesn't have the ability to book online, has the ability to reserve online, but not book online. Again, it's stupid, really, because we only ever improve Beverley when we need to, when we get pushed by the competition, which is really stupid. We should do it better now. So that's a telling off from me. So if I was coaching me, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? You do it. Anyway, so 19 reservations, 5 booked online, 26% conversion rate. Jack was number 1. It says 9 conversions here. Then Jack was top spot this week, 5 reservations, and it says 9 at the bottom. 5, 14. Yeah, it must have been 9. So I don't know why it says 5 reservations on there, but it's 9. I'll have to have a word with Jojo about that. I think she's missed that or something. Anyway, right, weekly figures. Willoughby, we had 26 quotes last week at Willoughby, so not great for Willoughby standards. We reserved 3 units, so that's a conversion rate of 12%, so really not good at Willoughby at the minute. This is the 3rd week on the trot where the reservations has been way under where we'd expect. We had 4 move-ins at Willoughby last week. Shocking. That is a conversion rate of 15%. We had 250 square foot moved in, and we had 670 square foot move out. We lost 420 square foot. The van was rented out just twice. Incredible. Amount of rooms moved in, 6 rooms moved out, 8. We've got 322 internal rooms occupied. 2 containers moved out, none moved in. So we've got 41 containers rented out. Occupancy is 69.73. I'm still rounding up, baby. It's 70%. We always round up, 70%. Average sales per move-in. Merchandise was 35 quid. That's not too bad. Insurance was abysmal as well. Average of £3,750 quid per move-in. Move-ins due this next week. We've got 6 move-ins due for 525 square foot. We've got 4 move-outs for 300. So we should make 225. But normally we like to increase that. So we should be positive of over 500 square foot this week. I'm confident. Clough Road, 32 quotes. That's more like it, Clough Road. Reservations, 7. That's a conversion rate of 22%. Not good enough. Move-ins were 6. I'm going to say not good enough, by the way. It's not me backhandedly attacking the team. I just mean that not good enough as a whole. It's a small sample size, and so we don't take things as a small sample size. It needs to be wider. And normally this time of year as well, we do have a low conversion rate. Don't know why. I've spoken to many, many people about this, and I've said, no, surely it's bullshit that January and February don't have conversion. Why? Why would people still be getting quotes? And I've had all the answers, and if you look at the data, it speaks for itself. It is correct, but I don't know why. I mean, maybe it is what people are saying. All people are looking and just sizing up whether they want to move home, etc., looking up all expensive for the summer. I don't know. I find it hard to buy it. I find it hard to buy that rationale. But then, I mean, maybe a little bit, but affect your reservations by 10%. I don't buy it. But then equally, the figures for every single company I've seen represents every bigger company. It always says conversions are lower in January and February. But there must be something else. Surely it can't be just that. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't be silly. Right, move-ins. So we had 6 move-ins last week, so 19% conversion rate. We moved in, 485. We moved out 810. We lost 325. The average insurance was £6,000. My phone is going like the clappers. It's Pops ringing me. My dad. 3,000. I don't know if I said this. Average insurance was £6,000 per move-in. Next week we've got 425 to move in and 325 to move out. So we should be up 100. I think it's going to be 300 or 400 next week, so that's going to be good. Beverley is slightly concerning. The reason being is not because of occupancy, not because of revenue, it's because of the amount of quotes. Now, I have noticed that my competition is now advertising on pay-per-clicks, and we've never done it at Beverley. Maybe we need to start, but we're still 84% full, and it's February. So do we need to, or is it an overreaction? I don't know. I'm probably going to be hang fire for a little bit, and then I might try pay-per-click to myself. Never done it before. I took courses on it, but I've never actually implemented it myself. What could it be? I don't know. It's still, yeah, that's why I'm not going to do it. I'll get Laura Mutz to do it. Right, so we've had no reservations and one move-in, 33% conversion rate for move-ins, 0 for reservations. 50 square foot moved in, 50 square foot moved out, so we're net for the week. 1 in, 1 out, 81 units occupied, 84% occupied, and £5,000 average insurance. Wrexham, 17 quotes, not too bad. Number of reservations, 4, not great. That's a 24% conversion rate if we round up. 3 move-ins, and that was an 18% conversion rate. Not great. However, just a caveat on Wrexham, we haven't got any smaller size units. So when somebody wants a small size unit, we can't do anything for you. So that is why the conversion rates are always going to be less at Wrexham at the minute. We moved in 270, we moved out 310, we lost 40 square foot. The average insurance was 5,666, so not too bad. We moved in 2 units, and that was for 185 square foot. We moved out 1 for 25 square foot, so we're positive there. Mansfield, my favourite site at the minute. Amount of quotes, 22. Reservations, 5. Move-ins, 6. That's a conversion rate for reservations of 23%. Conversion rate for move-ins of 27%. We moved in 525 square foot. We moved out 200 square foot. That's a net result of 325. If you notice, some move-outs are starting to happen now. The churn is starting to happen. I believe the churn could be pretty brutal at this site. Fingers crossed it's not, but we've had very, very little churn. So it's like when you fizz up a can of Diet Coke and then you open up, that could potentially be what happens here. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. All we can do is think, do you know what? Summer's coming up, so we should be able to. I mean, the aim, the pie high sky aim. That's a sentence. Stop it. It was 17,500 square foot for gain by November the 13th. We're on that track, but churn's going to happen and winter's going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see if we can actually hit that metric. But that's where they said. I always say, like, what's an outlandish goal that if you hit, you'll be over the moon with? And I said 17,500 square foot. I mean, yeah, that'll be absolutely unbelievable if we hit it in November, a year, and done 17,500. It's possible. We did that in 13 months at Willoughby. So why not? Why isn't that? Why can't we do that? Of course we can. And maybe pie high, maybe that's too low. I don't know. But that was where it was set. So 525 square foot moved in, 200 moved out. So 325 up, 7 rooms moved in, 4 out, 102 occupied, 1 container in. Number of containers rented now at the minute is 4. We've got 10 on site. Store occupancy is 49%. The average insurance is 6,333. Move in last week. That's going up. That's good. 2 move-ins due this next week for 100 square foot and no move out. So Google Analytics, we had 567 new users. And so that's getting updated. I wonder why I remember doing it. I did this myself on the newsletter. It's actually wrong. It said 34 reservations this week. I actually remember writing it. Anyway, it's a 3% conversion, 3.3% conversion. I remember writing it. And it updated my anyway. So it's a 3% conversion rate from website visitors to reservations, 3.3. In the course, I'm saying if it's under 3, then you want to be looking at it. If it's averaging under 3, at the minute we're averaging way above that. But maybe that's a little bit high. But for me, it needs to be over 3. I want it to be over 5. But I speaking to other people, and some other websites are doing like 1.7%. I think it is Big Yellow. And I think that Gavin was telling me that I can't remember the average. Don't want to speak out of 10 as well. So but 5% is unheard of. But 3.3%, I want to be higher than that. Maybe I'm a bit greedy. Right, my friends, tomorrow we're talking Mansfield. Really looking forward to doing that. All right, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.